have fanatics in this whole movement. We have extremists as well, so to speak. So people are no longer happy. The only body that can listen to is Mazen Namdekan. If they're telling you to release him so that they can stop whatever they're doing, then why don't you hearken to the voice of the people? Let me share this to you. When you want to hang a dog, you give the bad name. IPOB is not a violent group. The movement is peaceful. I keep saying this all the time. Now, what is happening is this. When people choose to sit at home, some people choose perhaps to take a walk or to go to various business centers. What happens is that maybe one or two politicians will send out people to go and kill them, or create a phony saying that at the end they will target an IPOB. That is what is happening. What I want today is fairness, justice, and equity. If BIAFRA will bring me that, that's where I stand. But make no mistake, wherever my brother stands, that's where I stand.
You can never ever be free without, first of all, suffering. Even during the slave trade, when the slave started revolting against the slave masters, before the end of the slave trade, they all suffered. Africa suffered for it. Many of them created a very historic scene, including those who drowned in the river in order not to be slaves. A lot of things were done. At the end of the day, the slave trade was abolished. Because of the awareness through the suffering of the Africans who were victims of slave trade. I have come this evening to let you understand that the suffering you see today in Biafra land is part of the suffering that is going to lead to your freedom. And I want to tell you again, when they tell you you want to kill people that you are fighting to set free, ask them, which of these is more suffering or inflicting more pains to the people? Is it civil disobedience or is it war that will actually lead to the freedom of the people? Which is more cruel and which is more of inflicting pain and suffering to the people? Before you fight, before you get your freedom, you fight war. Today, we are combining both the war, both the civil disobedience, and also both diplomatic means, and of course, applying a possible democratic process of self-referendum and the referendum of Biafra. The people that are telling you that you are inflicting pains on the people of the Southeast because of sit at home, today they are approving military actions against Niger State by ECOWAS. The same people shouting about suffering. I want to ask you, if you deploy Nigeria terrorist military to Niger State, and Niger State are now ready to fight back, are you going to say those who are fighting against the oppressors in their various countries and are ready to sacrifice anything are now the enemies of their own people? The answer is no. Are you going to say some of them who want us to have alliance with Russia today, are you going to say that Russia are suffering their own people, yet you don't want us to take actions, including the action that will inflict pain on us in order to get free? Ukraine today, some of these idiots are supporting Ukraine. Oh, Ukraine is fighting for their own freedom. So are you going to say that the Ukraine president and the government are stupid for defending and fighting against Russia in order to set free the Ukrainians? Are you going to say the Ukrainian government messed up instead of housing up and allowing Russia to take over Ukraine in order not to allow any Ukrainian to die? Because the president of Ukraine, is a stupid man. He allowed Ukrainians to be dying because he don't want to surrender to Russia. I want you people to understand, when the enemy comes, they come with propaganda. But what they don't know is that before we embark on this Biafra struggle, we are well loaded. We are well loaded with how it is going to be done. They come with economic, you are destroying the economy. They come with, you are doing this and doing that, thinking that when they come with all those kind of nonsense propaganda, we are going to be moved. We are going to destroy whatever economy they think of, because the economy never existed. The economy is not existing. There is nothing like Igbo economy. There is nothing like Southeast economy. They are all scam. And we will destroy it and rebuild it. The same people who was following Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was telling them, we will destroy everything and rebuild it, they were clapping for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Yes, we are going to destroy everything. We are going to rebuild it. Today, they are the one telling you that Simon Ekpa is destroying the Southeast. They are the one telling you, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is telling you, oh, economic empowerment is a lie. And you know it. What I have come to tell you this evening is that, yes, if this particular sit at home is inflicting pains on Biafrans, that is the pain that is needed in order for us to be free. And you must be ready to take this pain from tomorrow. Because from tomorrow, before God and man, every cockroach in Biafra land will be under lock and key. Every cockroach. And like I said last week, even the fishes in the river will not swim in Biafra. We have observed the first week of the 2 weeks sit at home. It was successful. And just before we start, I would like to play the voice and the audio of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, our leader. To those idiots who may have forgotten, I want everybody to listen to this.
For people to begin to eat. Want from tomorrow, for people to begin to lead the army. Abandon the army from tomorrow. We will take care of you. Abandon the police. I'm telling you this. As you're coming out tomorrow, you're an army officer, you're a police officer. Go to the nearest IPOB family member. Go to the nearest young Nigerian revolutionary, be it in Lagos, be it in Ibadan, anywhere. Say, I am an army officer. This is my ID card. This is where I used to work. This is my uniform. This is my rifle. I have resigned. And within 12 hours, you will get an alert in your account. We will pay you 2 months' salary in advance. And from there, you begin to work for the people. You become army and police for the people. Do you understand me? These are the announcements I'm making this evening. Please understand and listen very carefully with me. 1, the bounty on Wike's head is 100 million. And I will pay it. 100 million on Wike's head. Get me his head, you have 100 million. That's number 1. Number 2, we are going to clean tomorrow. After cleaning, we protest.
I want you to understand, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu demanded the head of Wike with 100 million on his head, did you see all these idiots and criminals bringing Wike's head for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? They didn't do it. But these are idiots. Wike killed Biafrans in Obibo, massacred them. We were all watching how Wike and the Nigeria terrorist state killed Biafrans in Obibo. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu placed 100 million bounty after a bounty was placed on his head by Wike. all these criminals, did you see them making sure that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's wish to bring the killers of Biafra people to justice? Did you ever ask question? What happened to the bounty Mazi Nnamdi Kanu placed on Wike's head? Those people today are the one telling you about Simon Ekpa.
It is going to be peaceful. If you destroy anybody's property or you're coming out to steal tomorrow, you will die tomorrow. Army will not kill you. Police will not kill you. We will kill you ourselves. 3, Nigeria is going to move into the scenario of what I call the Rawlings solution, where every corrupt politician will go down, regardless of your ethnicity. You will go down. And there are many of them from Biafra. Many of them are Igbo. Very, very corrupt. You will all go down.
We have not even adopted this particular the rolling scenario which Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told us to adopt in 2020 during the NSAS protest. We are coming there, and that's where we are going today. I have not even announced that yet. We are going to implement it. But you see, Simon Ekpa is the one they are after today. They don't know what is coming. I will make sure that after this struggle, when Biafra come, any day they hear anybody Simon, they will not even want to ask question whether Ekpa is attached to his name. Just hearing Simon, all these people will be running. I have come to finish it.
Many of them are Igbo, very, very corrupt. You will all go down. You are going down. Unless you do the needful and do it now. If you are in the army and you resign, we will pay you 2 months salary up front if you work for the people. If you're army or you're police and you leave the army or police tomorrow, if you leave tomorrow 26th by 9 o'clock in the morning, before 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you will have 2 months salary in your account. They don't know how powerful we are, do they?
Yeah, they don't have idea.
People contribute money towards IPOB and we keep it. And we do what we're supposed to do with it. Not to go and build schools or build hotels. No. That money belongs to you, to the people. Now, it's time to use it. And the money is now coming out. We are going to use it to pay. If you leave the army, I don't care if you're Hausa. I don't care if you're Kanuri. I don't care even if you're Fulani. I don't care where you come from. Once you resign from Nigerian army, I will pay you 2 months salary in advance. Let somebody resign tomorrow and not get money in the account, come out and expose me as a liar and as a fraud. If you resign tomorrow and you don't get money in your account, come outside and say that Nnamdi Kanu is a liar. Leave the army, resign from Nigerian army, and you'll be paid 2 months salary in advance. Tomorrow you do it.
When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was making this comment, he was making this comment in good faith, not knowing that all the people surrounding him are all criminals. If you are one of those who resigned from the Nigerian army during the time of this announcement, you know what I'm talking about. These people parading themselves today as freedom fighters on social media. They are the one who made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to fail because they were never genuine in this Biafra struggle. They made him to fail after this announcement. They sold him. I want you to understand that this announcement was made October 2020 during the NSAS protest. From October 2020 to June 2021, how many months? He was kidnapped from Kenya. The people he was working with made sure he failed from delivering on this promise. We have many of them today who left the Nigerian army thinking that the people shouting Biafra, Biafra were actually genuine. Many of them today are under the Biafra government in exile. But the criminals you see parading themselves as IPOB failed because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu knows who they are. They never delivered. That was why he was shouting, I need 100 men. Yet, the idiots who parade themselves today as elite and politicians going to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, all of them were part of the scam. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was crying that he need men to liberate Biafra. You can imagine where they are now, dishing out all manner of fake news that they have replaced it at home with Economic Empowerment Day. Does that sound like something that can actually come from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who have sacrificed everything for Biafra up to this point of finding himself being kidnapped from Kenya? The answer is no. But today, they tell you Simon Ekpa is the problem because their agenda was to kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and then end the Biafra agitation and the Biafra liberation. Today, they see that they have actually failed, and all they could do is to sponsor propaganda. I was telling you people last week that you are going to see a lot of propaganda. Don't allow it to penetrate to you. I warned you all last week that more propaganda is going to come. I even told you that they are going to start sponsoring propaganda like Simon Ekpa versus Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That's exactly what you see today. But from tomorrow, God is going to punish all of them the way Biafra will be locked down. And I know they are going to unleash their killer squad as usual. And if you get killed, blame yourself. Biafrans are going to speak in a very strong voice and in one voice from tomorrow, being Monday. If you get killed, you are going to hell straight away, because it means you die for Nigeria and you die for nothing. The suffering you are going through in the sit at home is needed for your freedom to come. The suffering you are going through during the sit at home is not equal to the suffering you have went through for over 50 years for nothing. You have suffered in Nigeria for no reason. This time around, the reason you are sitting at home is for something to change. And we must change it. That we are changing is your freedom. You must suffer to get your freedom. And the sit at home is one of the suffering you are going to go through. It's a must. I just want you to understand that there is no amount of threat, no amount of propaganda that is going to make Biafra people to stop sitting at home. If you end up being a sacrifice, you will go to hell. If you stand on the way of this freedom, you are going to hell. Because anybody who dies for Nigeria will go to hell straight away. Nigeria is not a country you can sacrifice your life. And if you stay at home, Nigeria will not see you to kill. What I'm telling you tonight is for you to understand, if this sit at home is inflicting pains, suffering, economic hardship on you as a Biafran, it is what is needed for you to be free. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. If you are thinking that we are going to stop anytime soon, you are wasting your time. You better relocate to the northern Nigeria, where there is no sit at home, because you claim you are a Nigerian. If you are in Biafra land and you are not comfortable with the sit at home, relocate to the northern Nigeria, where there is no sit at home, and enjoy it. It's part of Nigeria. You believe in one Nigeria.
Tomorrow, and you don't get money in your account, come outside and say that Nnamdi Kanu is a liar. Leave the army, resign from the Nigerian army, and you'll be paid 2 months' salary in advance. Tomorrow you do it and you see what will happen. Stop risking your lives, because if you come against the people, This revolution is going to be successful. Now, listen, if you're in the army and in the police, this revolution is going to succeed. And you see young people from Nigeria, they are going to take over the power. Not by force. So people will vote them into power because the election can't do it anymore. All this INEC rubbish is gone. It's not going to happen again. These young people are going to go into political offices. You are going to be answering them, sir, 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 sir. And then they will have the authority and the power to also kill you and assassinate you. Do you understand me? So the best thing for you to do is to resign and come and join our people. Chidozie is writing from Igbocha. There is a report that some people are giving the names of IPB family members to army at Comcom. You know, people have forgotten the place as you are reporting.
Right. That was the report from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in 2020. What I want to inform you this night is for you to understand that we are not moving an inch on this particular civil disobedience. The 2 weeks sit at home has come to stay. And after this 2 weeks sit at home, we will come with more stringent measures. I just want people in Biafra land to get prepared. When they tell you you are killing people, we are making them to suffer and all that, tell them it is what is needed to get freedom. Tell them, do they prefer us to start throwing bombs in a conventional war, or do they prefer this sit at home? Tell them, do they prefer to start living in IDP camp like in Benue State, Plateau State, and all over northern Nigeria, or do they prefer to sit at home and get secured and secure their land and make sure that we flush away all these terrorists that have come from different sides of Sahel to kill Nigerians, take over their land in the movement of economic, in the movement of jihad? I want you also to understand that the same people who are now telling you about Simon Ekpa, because they know that I am going to be the end to Nigeria, and they want to blackmail me thinking that it's going to move me. Asaridu Kubo has come on channel television to brag how he is now owning, or how he owned a private army. A private army. And in this private army, he claims that, yes, he have been contracted by the Nigeria government to engage people or whatever in Anambra in different parts of Nigeria. Nobody has asked question. What exactly is the private army doing in the southeast? What exactly is the private army doing in other parts of Nigeria? What are they doing? Who contracted Asare? Who gave Asare license to own private army according to him? And now you ask yourself, who are those killing people in the southern east of Nigeria? Was contracted by Asare Dokubo? Nobody have asked that question. And you know, Asare was trained as a jihadist, but we are going to end him. The end of that terrorist is going to come from the Biafra government in exile, which I am the one leading. I want to make it very clear today, I am the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic government in exile, officially. And no other person and no other is coming from anywhere to the Biafra people except from Simon Ekpa. Our target is to make sure that the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is as useless as possible. I am telling you today that we have achieved that. For the past 2 years, we said what we want to do to Nigeria is to make sure that they regret ever kidnapping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have succeeded and we have delivered. Have we not delivered? We also said that the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must bring Biafra. Are we not delivering as well? Why then would somebody come to tell you that we must stop? Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this and said that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot say anything to us while he is still being held illegally in the SS dungeon. The same people who made it possible for them to kidnap him are the one bringing message from the said Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Complete lies. I want Biafrans to understand one thing today. We are fighting for freedom of Biafra. The release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is one thing among the things we are fighting for. And I want you all to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name is being used here to claim to you that he said Biafra land must be this and that. He knows how he fight his own freedom before he was captured. That is who he was. Anything they are telling you now is not coming from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. His release is one thing among many things we are fighting for. Using the sit at home and other means. It is called multidimensional approach. I want you to understand that many people have died in this struggle. Many people, many men have died. For now, for you to come and start talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from DSS dungeon, telling you to leave Biafra, telling you that people in Biafra are suffering, telling you he knows that people in Biafra must suffer for freedom to come. And they tell you that sit at home is dead. Sit at home is going to enter the highest level of gear from tomorrow. It is going to be the Woto Woto Pro Max. The entire Biafra land will be shaken. I am telling you before God and man that the entire Biafra will be shaken. In the coming weeks, we must not allow Nigeria to kill anybody and go free. Those who are going to be used as sacrifice, those who have collected money from Nigeria politicians in order to go out claiming they want to start their business, fake businesses, Nigeria will kill them. And there is nothing anybody can do about them. They will see how they will fail. I want you to watch how these people will fail and they will die for nothing. My fellow Biafrans, this evening, that have come to this space this late, you are over 1,000 Biafrans and the well-wishers and our friends all over the world listening to this space this evening. Many are listening to this space through different broadcasting channel. I want you all to understand that the wave that is happening today in West Africa is going to happen in Nigeria very soon. And it is going to come from the Biafra people. And Simon Ekpa is going to take the lead. I told you that Biafra is going to come from diaspora. We are going to bring the Biafra freedom from abroad. Yet, this idiot who never followed me from the beginning are telling me, come back home, come back home. Do I tell you that I'm going to bring Nigeria, Biafra from home? Did I tell you that I'm going to bring Biafra from home? I said, I am going to bring Biafra freedom from abroad. I am going to bring Biafra from diaspora. That is what I am doing. I have not changed. I have not changed my word. I listened to some of the criminals, especially the treacherous Ejiofor. Nonsense he was posting. Oh, those who say that Biafra is going to come 150 days. Those who is telling you this one is going to come, worship is going to come, that they have worship, they have this. Can you imagine somebody who calls himself a lawyer? I stand my ground. I will be the end of Nigeria. And after that, Biafra will come. I want you to understand that you are going to sleep in Nigeria one day and wake up in Biafra. That is a new sheriff in town. When they tell you that, oh, Simon Ekpa have taken over, this, that, Simon Ekpa have not taken over. And if they don't want Simon Ekpa to take over, they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now. They love him now more than anything. They are now appointing themselves as spokesman of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from prison. I watched the one they call Dan Olasi. He has appointed himself as a political spokesperson for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They now love him. They cherish him. If they love him so much and they don't want Simon Ekpa to take over, they should release him now. They should release him to shut up Simon Ekpa. But they cannot do it because they knows that their love is not pure. They knows that everything they are doing today to praise Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not pure. They know that some of you are just idiots. Those, of course, not the Biafra people, but those who listen to them. They are idiots. Otherwise, it's a simple logic. If these people claim to have loved Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so much now that he is the one now giving order from the prison, why don't they release him? Why must Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be giving order to them from prison, from DSS dungeon? It's a simple thing. They should release him to come and shut up Simon Ekpa. But they cannot do it because they know Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody that will never back down. Some of them don't even meet him in the DSS dungeon. They will come to tell you how he discussed with them, how he tell you, oh, sit at home. Is the same Mazi Nnamdi Kanu who was telling the journalist that he is going to get Biafra through civil disobedience. I do not know what kind of civil disobedience is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu going to implement that is not going to see the suffering of the people. Or is he going to say every man in Biafra must stop having sex with his wife? Is that going to be enough suffering? Is that going to affect Nigeria in any way? The answer is no. I want you to understand the importance of sit at home. Sit at home is one of the biggest weapons in addition to our guerrilla welfare. It is a combination of a very two strong forces. Making sure that we strangle the Nigeria state economy from the southeast and south-south. Making sure that we take away the territorial integrity of Nigeria, fake territorial integrity of Nigeria that they are parading, saying that they control the southeast. Making sure that we invalidate the legitimacy of those who parade themselves as governor. Making sure that the international community is aware that the Biafra Republic government in exile is in charge and controls the territory of Biafra from abroad, from exile. Making sure we prove that the Biafra Liberation Army is well armed to defend the properties and life of our women and children against terrorists and jihadists. And we are doing that. Are we not doing it? When I was telling them that we are going to have a no-fly zone, they thought I was joking. They said, oh, Simon Ekpa say no-fly zone, this, that. Why are they not coming with military aircraft and military jets again? Why are they hiring people from neighboring countries? Some of you do not know why Nigeria, the northern Nigeria, don't want to go to war to Niger State. You don't know. Do you know? You don't know. Apart from the fact that they are planning the caliphate, establishment of caliphate in the northern Nigeria, which Niger Republic want to be part of. The people that have been fighting in the southeast are majority of them are from the Niger Republic. They hired them. Terrorists, give the Nigeria uniform, they come to our land to die. You do not know when Buhari made one statement last time, how the people were dying in the southeast, those who they brought to come and fight the Biafra Liberation Army, they all died in the southeast. Are you not aware of that? They came to kill all our people and Biafra Army killed them. All of them, they died. Most of you are not asking questions. All those people that they are deploying to the southeast to come and kill Biafrans, you don't know when they are going back. They don't give account of where they come from. They don't tell about their families. They just give them the uniform to come and they will die there. As I'm talking to you this night, many of them are in Imo State, from Senegal, from Sahel. They brought them to come and fight. And I want to tell them tonight, all of them that are now in Imo State from Senegal, they will all die in Biafra land. Believe me, none of them will go back. We are waiting for them. We are waiting for them to come out. They will all die in Biafra land. I want you to understand that we are winning this war. The people they call ECOWAS has collapsed. ECOWAS has a drug lord as their leader. ECOWAS has a criminal as their leader. ECOWAS has the worst country leading them, which is Nigeria. And they can never stand. A house that is built with a false and a fake foundation can never stand. That is why ECOWAS is going to collapse. I am telling you tonight, in a matter of weeks and months, you are going to see the crash and the fall of ECOWAS. Some of you do not understand what we're doing is spiritual. You do not understand it. While I was interviewing Mazen Namdekano, I want every Biafran listening to me this evening to go and watch and listen to the interview I had with Mazen Namdekano in February 2021. Go and listen to that particular interview. I think I am going to analyze it one of these days. Everything I did in that interview is happening now. Everything I said, every question I asked Mazen Namdekano in that interview is happening now. I also told Mazen Namdekano in that interview about 2023 Biafra coming. I want everybody go and listen to that interview. I know what we're doing. Go listen to that interview. I made mention about Biafra coming in 2023. Here we are. Everything is adding up. Everything is happening. The wave of the crisis in the Western Africa is going to divide Nigeria and break Nigeria into pieces. And we Biafra people are just waiting for the right time to strike. We are going to strike, and once we strike, it can never be reversed. Whether they go to war in Nigeria Republic, it is going to favor Biafra. Whether they did not go to war in Nigeria Republic, it is going to favor Biafra. I am telling you, if I go and mark my word, that is what we call the spiritual warfare. If you go forward, is a problem. If you go backward, is a problem. Everything they do today will favor Biafra. If they go to war, it is Biafra. If they didn't go to war, it's for Biafra. Because, believe me, ECOWAS can never stand. If ECOWAS go to war and Nigeria lead that war, they can never stand. If ECOWAS decide not to go to war, they will also not stand, because the problem will come. Either way, that is the situation of the things. And this thing is happening now where Biafra has their army, very strong and well-armed army. We may not have military jet, but believe me, the Woto have changed tone. The sound of freedom in Biafra land is sounding Woto. So every step that Nigeria take today will be for the advantage of the Biafra government. We are going to utilize it. And I want you to understand that I made a tweet yesterday or so about the news that I'm going to break. I'm going to break the good news very soon. Everything is not what we use for propaganda. When the news is mature, I will break it. And then they will know how far we have gone. That nothing will stop Biafra from exiting Nigeria by fire, by force. I have come to let you know that suffering is part of the freedom fighting. And if this sit at home has inflicted pain on you, I want you to endure the pain. That particular pain is what is on. It cannot be avoided. Endure it. Endure it. It is for your good. It is for your good and for your own good. Do not allow anybody who is fighting for his stomach for over 30 years or 13 years or 15 years to deceive you. You are bigger than that. Our own is either do, either show. I have told you before, I'm not here to liberate you by preaching. I'm here to liberate you by action. Because I know how to liberate you. I know what to do to liberate you, and that's exactly what I'm doing. So if you are feeling the pain, endure it. Except if you are telling me that it is time we declare war. So that let us see the one that is going to favor you more. Is it when we are going to be fighting war and you cannot go to shop again for as long as the war lasts? Or do you want us to destroy Nigeria gradually, like the way we are destroying it now, by just allowing you to sit at home small and we are dealing them in a way that they will never recover? This is ordinary sit at home. We are coming to the oil installations and the pipelines. I have told the people that it is a gradual thing. We want to first of all make sure that we have established this particular 7 disobedience and condition your mind for what is to come, so that we are going to strangle Nigeria from all sides, from the oil sector to the revenue generation sector. Now we have struggled them from the revenue generation. If they told you that they have lost, that you can hear $12 billion, are you going to believe it? You know, they were hiding it for almost 2 years, thinking that we are going to back down. Tell you, oh, you're destroyed. At the end of the day, the truth came out. They can't stand it anymore. Over $12 billion. And more. These 2 weeks alone that the oil company have shut their operation. You know how much they are losing? I want you to understand that this coming week, this week we have entered today, make sure you sit at home. Because all this propaganda you see them deploying, they will bring people that will kill you in order to continue to blackmail the sit at home. If you fall a victim, you will go to hell straight away. I am telling you the fact. For you see, for 1 week now, everywhere in Biafra land was calm. Nobody, and people were sitting at home. They begin to write their nonsense. Oh, people are not sitting at home. Oh, the compliance are not complete. Oh, this Anambra shots Anambra state Sean Simon Ekpa sit at home. Oh, this one shots. All those nonsense. We are on ground and we know what is going on. But let me tell you. You see this coming week that we enter today. If you fall a victim, you go to hell. Because I know they are going to come out to kill Biafrans. Because for the first week, it recorded sources. So this time around, they will come with just something to blackmail the movement. But let me tell you, we are not going to move an inch. We are not going to even behave as if we know something happened to you when they start killing you. Don't come out. If you stay in your house, they will not come. Even if they come to your house, at least everybody will know that you are in your house. And they come to kill you, and they cannot do that. But if you come out in order to blackmail Biafra, they will use you very well. The one they call Aloy Ejimako today, is he not running up and down? Look at the siblings to Onyendu, criminals. Now he's fronting. You know, if you ask him now, he's raising fund. What do you want to use fund? What you want to raise fund for now? He will not going to tell you. The fund he's raising is for what? To pay to army. The money they are collecting from governors and politicians is not enough for them. They want to raise fund. Telling you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say this and say that. I want you to understand tonight that your freedom is not in a family business. It is not. It doesn't belong to anybody. Biafra does not belong to anybody. You are owner of yourself. You are owner of Biafra. You are a stakeholder to Biafra. And nobody can come and dictate how you fight your own freedom. If you believe that what you are doing is something that is bringing fruit and bringing result, why should you listen to somebody telling you not to do it? Are you then a slave to somebody? Are you then a slave to Kanon Takano or whatever they call him? Or did he think that the Biafra is a family business? Where he will come and tell you when to fight it and when not to fight it? Where he will come and tell you how to fight it and how not to fight it? Where somebody can come and tell you, okay, you must not fight for freedom and you must not fight for the release of your leader because he is the family member. From tomorrow, they will know how we have boxed those criminals to one corner. You know, I have not talked about them for a while. I have not talked about them for a while. Because I know when the criminal call Aloy Ejimako, oh, please don't talk about them. Oh, please allow them, don't talk about them, don't talk about them. And I listen to him. But you know, when I want to fight, I fight very dirty with everything. By the time, although he has nothing to offer, he doesn't have any influence. So even talking about him is to, you know, bring him to the limelight. I'm not going to talk about him. He doesn't want it. I just want everybody to understand that nobody have to tell you how to fight your freedom if you think that what you are doing is the right thing. All we want to do is to disappoint those who kidnap Mazin Namdekan, thinking that after that Biafra freedom will die. We want to disappoint them. And to continue what we are doing is where their disappointment starts. Don't ever back down from this sit at home. Don't ever back down from this sit at home. Don't ever move an inch from this sit at home. We must continue the sit at home as long as the Biafra agitation and liberation continues. We must continue the sit at home as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS dungeon. And by the way, you know, we have formed the Biafra government in exile. Biafra government in exile is supreme now. That's where we dribble them. Biafra government in exile is legit, is supreme in Biafra struggle. And it is only legitimate entity that any government in the world will want to deal with. We are not fighting for Biafra freedom as a group anymore. It is not a group. It is not a group of IPOB anymore. It is a government. I want everybody to understand that. We are now in government. We are not in IPOB group. We are now in government. And that is the only legitimate and recognized entity all over the world. Government. That's why we are making the progress we're making today. Because we have been able to organize ourselves according to the international law. When you are educated and you are well knowledgeable about what you are doing, it becomes success. But if you are a novice, if you are an illiterate, if you are that doesn't know his left from his right, you will never make progress with what in anything you are doing. So whenever you want to do something, get yourself acquainted to it, get yourself educated to that particular thing you are doing, and know everything you are doing and how you should do it. You are listening to the woman in Enugu State that called himself Chief of Staff to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. She is talking about Biafra is a state of mind. These are the people who have led to the death of many Biafrans, following them as Chief of Staff to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He pushed people in Enugu State to die, young men. And when these people were dying, they actually believed in her. Today, after many years, this woman have come to tell you that Biafra is in the state of mind. Was that what you died for? Was that the reason why you were killed in at Mpo? Was it the reason why you were massacred in Aba? Was it the reason why you were killed in Obibo? You were killed and died for something that is in state of mind. And this woman was parading herself as the Chief of Staff to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and doesn't understand what is government in exile. He does not understand what is the formation of government. He don't know anything about how to get freedom. That Biafra don't have prime minister. We have left them. We left them behind. Tell them that educated people are now in the struggle. Tell them that those 100 men and women that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was looking for are now in the struggle. And the new dimension that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu talked about is now what you are seeing. You don't expect me to do what they have done for many years without result. I am doing it differently, and that is the new dimension. If you understand Mazi Nnamdi Kanu new dimension, it doesn't, you shouldn't be expecting me to be doing the protest, the street protest they are doing for many years without any result, carrying flag and be making noise in Europe. Who does that? Who does that help? We don't do that. We fight with arms and ammunition, and we go diplomatically, and we also follow the political means. A combination of the three strong forces, how to liberate people. That is what we are combining to liberate Biafra. That's what today. When they are telling you, repatriate Simon Ekpa, oh, extradite him, oh, do this, do that, I look at them and laugh. I become the mathematics and the equation you can never solve. The more you go to demand the head of Simon Ekpa, the stronger I bounce on Nigeria. The more you come to blackmail me to the Finnish government, the more stronger I become. The more your army and your jihadists die in Biafra land. I am telling you the fact. Today they are helpless. We have defeated them. They are panicking each time they hear Simon Ekpa is coming online. All of them will go and telling their wife, come, bring your radio, bring your, do you have your phone? Is your phone charged? We want to listen to what? Every one of them, from A to Z. Anytime I'm coming online, they are listening and watching and know whether I'm going to leak any another secret. Because they know that everything they are planning, I have them in my palm. That is what is wondering. They keep wondering. I told them, when the time comes, your wife and your children will give me information. You can never run away from it. There is nothing you are going to plan concerning how to sabotage this Biafra struggle, and you are a governor, I'm not going to be aware of it. I am telling you the fact. There is nothing. You will plan as a politician today from the southeast, and you plan it, I'm not going to be aware of it. I am challenging all of you. If you doubt me, plan something and don't let me see saying it the next minute. Just like I'm telling you now, the people they brought to Imo State, they will all die there. They will all die there. I'm going to allow the co-hosts to take charge from here. Pastor Vam and Success, you guys can take charge from here, and I am ready to answer any questions, pertaining this particular sit at home and why the sit at home must continue. Thank you.
Thank you, my able Prime Minister. Thank you so much. Fellow Biafrans, you're welcome to this wonderful section with the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. I am a co-host with our Prime Minister, and together with me here is Success, my beloved brother. And I am going to allow Success to come in. Please, those of you that have requested already to come in and ask questions, by the time we begin to bring you in, please know that our Prime Minister may not have a long time to say. So you will raise up your hand immediately. I bring you in, and you're going to ask your question immediately. Success, please take your time.
Good evening, Mazi Raphael and our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Good evening, and good evening, fellow Biafrans and all compatriots here in this very space today, which is the last break we are going to have before we enter the final phase of our sit at home. And as they will say that the sit at home is suffering the people, that is why we call it a struggle. A struggle. It is called a struggle. You don't struggle in your comfort zone. You struggle in a most difficult zone to ensure that you become comfort tomorrow. That's why we call it a struggle. So we must continue the struggle in a little way. You know how to pay the price. If it is by sitting at home, if it is by joining those men in the bush, if it is by bringing your dollar in the fundraisings, that is all it is for this very freedom. It must surely come. We call it a struggle. People cannot be sacrificing, and you are enjoying, and you are telling me you are suffering. Economic of the Southeast. Economic, Is Simon Ekpa the one that stole your railway? Is Simon Ekpa the one that stole your airport? Where is the economy? A lot of companies are pulling out of Nigeria, not even Southeast, and you are shouting economy. The fact is that tomorrow, as he has said, cockroach will not cross from cupboard to cupboard. There will be no crisscrossing tomorrow. And you are going to see it. So if you come out, they will use it as an example. There's nothing much we have here to say. And Mas Raphael, please go ahead and bring them in while I am here to take them out anybody with that I've settled. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Master Success. Already we have 10 people that are waiting, and I have only 3 of you that raise up your hand. Please take note that if I attend to the people here, I'm going to clean the room and bring in fresh people. So only your hands up, and then I'll appoint you to speak. We have here Simon Ekpa Nwanyoma. Please take 60 seconds. Please go straight to the question. Please, no accolades this time, because our Prime Minister has spent enough time expressing the points we have tonight. Ask your question about this. Please go ahead.
Hello, Prime Minister.
Please, are you there? Go ahead and ask your question, please.
Okay. Hello, my Prime Minister. I want to greet you. I didn't have any question to ask, but I want to encourage our people to listen to what our Prime Minister is saying. It is all that is everywhere in Nigeria. They have seen what is about to happen. Everybody has seen what is about to happen. Galadima just said few minutes ago, he tweeted, he said, I can now, without doubt, see clearly what's about to happen in Nigeria. Nigeria is going down before the gates of all. He said Nigeria would have been saved if government had listened to the orders from the court to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. But today, it is too late because the people are angry. This is coming from Alhaji Galadima. He tweeted it 2 hours ago. It is sounding clear in the ears of everybody. And this is our time. Listen to what our Prime Minister is saying. Bear the pen. Bear the pen. Sit at home. Let us do this thing once and for all. Let us follow this wave that is going around West Africa. Let us liberate ourselves. If you don't have freedom, you are not alive. If you don't have freedom, you don't have anything. Freedom is paramount in the life of every human being. Our Prime Minister is doing us good, and the over 70 million Biafrans are strong. That is it. We are standing behind him. They are telling you our leader said, our leader said. Our leader didn't say anything. They want to use Owazurike style to silence him.
Thank you,
But we are
Nwanyoma.
not
Thank
gonna
you. Let us
let
go
them
ahead.
do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Nwanyoma. Thank you very much. And please, I want to quickly also throw my question to the Prime Minister before we go forward. My able Prime Minister, Pastor Van Van Van, is actually trying to make up the, tell you this, that the people that are capable of imposing an impostor to a whole nation of 220 million people, what are they not capable of imposing an impostor over a whole nation of 220 million? Please, my Prime Minister, because you have already told us that they will come with so many propaganda, and the propaganda can even go to the extent of trying to impose another impostor, which nothing will surprise us at this stage. Please, my Prime Minister, when it gets to that point, what do you tell Biafrans?
I have made my point very clear. You know, some of you don't understand what we are doing when we speak in parables or when we speak from the spirit world. I made a demand, very, very clear, which is a very tough one. I said, until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu speak to Biafrans from Finland. You know what that means? So let them make a double of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, whatever they want to do, and let him come to Finland.
So Ajuju boy gajo everything I settled. Thank you so much, my Prime Minister. We move. We are airborne already. And we have here hands raised. It's me again. Please, 60 seconds. Don't go beyond that and ask your question. Thank you very much.
I must say, Pastor Vam, I have lots of them here to ask. And I don't
No,
know what
you can ask the most important one because we have a lot of people lining up.
Yes, there are things that need clarification. Like, for instance, our Prime Minister, you said somewhere in June 2022 that you will not take instruction from the DSS dungeon. And I want to ask today that Biafrans will know, is it that you preempted this situation today, you foresaw it, or is a mere coincidence?
I saw it. Not a coincidence. I saw it clearly. Because the reason why I saw it is that as far back as 2022 or 2021, they didn't know me, but I know myself. If you listened and followed my program, you will know that there was a time I said, very soon, Biafrans are going to know who Simon Ekpa is. And let me tell you today, you have not even known Simon Ekpa. Believe me. Time is coming when you are going to know me. So because I know myself and I know what I'm going to do and what it will result, that was why I made that particular comment, because the time is going to come when Simon Ekpa will begin to manifest. They will come with this particular story of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is giving all that. That was the reason why I made that thing very clear. So, and not only that, I've actually blocked them with many of my statements. Just like I said about that I want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to address Biafrans from Finland. Do you know why I made that particular statement? Do you care to know?
Please, we want to know, my Prime Minister, even though I already know, but just make Biafrans know, sir.
All right. The reason why I made that comment is that in the coming weeks or months, when the going get tough, you may see them bringing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make a broadcast. And they will never release him. They will prefer to bring him to make video, but they will not release him. And let me tell you, you do not expect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make video, because for him to make that video, he must agree what he's going to say in the video. He's not going to go contrary to what they want him to say. That does not mean that he has backed down on Biafra. No, because he trusts what is going on. He knows that there are people somewhere that will follow his footsteps and never betray him. So he will come to make that particular video, hoping that we do understand. And of course, when that happens, a lot of people will be carried away. A lot of idiots will be carried away who will not reason like human beings. Why would you want to make a video, compel him to make a video, but not release it? Just like what is happening now. They go to meet Mazi Nnamdi Kanu after 2 years, and all they can discuss is about sit at home. Nobody is telling you how he's going to be released. Nobody is talking about his health. Nobody is talking about how is he responding to treatment. All they are talking about is sit at home, sit at home. And they don't understand that sit at home is something that must be done. Must, whether you like it or not. But they have come after 2 years to go and start discussing sit at home. They are not discussing about the UN giving ultimatum to Nigeria, and Nigeria failed United Nations. They're not talking about the Nigeria court who have released him, and yet he is still being detained illegally. Nobody is talking about that. They are talking about sit at home. That is to show you that they are going to do anything to stop Biafra without releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And we are not going to allow that to happen. So I decided to, block them ahead of time by demanding that he must come and address Biafra in Finland. I know how difficult it is, but that is to show you that I know exactly what they are doing. So the more they try to mock what we are doing, the more I am going to come difficult, and I will make things difficult for them. That is the reason why I made that comment. But this thing I'm saying today, you are going to see it happen very soon. Thank you.
Yeah, dear friends, I will suggest that we write down today's date, because just like June 2022, another prediction has taken place. But more to what you are saying, is sending some level of shiver to our spine. Your request for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to come speak to Biafrans from Finland is giving us small ghost pimples. Do you know why? Sometimes Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, fearing that Osibanjo is not safe, he activated a demand that he called harvest couples. He demanded that Osibanjo should speak to the Nigerian people and address, and it took them time for Osibanjo to actually appear in person. So this same demand that you are making, some Biafrans are asking, is Mazen Nnamdi Kanu still alive? Since this person want to go and see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and take picture, this XYZ is taking picture, Ezenri is taking picture. That man stood so low to go take picture. Our question is this: is this still alive from your own perspective? And is this the reason you are calling for him to come to Finland?
He is still alive. And let me tell you what happened to the Ezenri. You know, some of you don't know what happened. Ezenri was flown to Abuja by Ifeanyi Uba. Ezenri was flown to Abuja by Ifeanyi Uba private jet. I have all the details. Ezenri was lodged in Abuja by Ifeanyi Uba. In fact, let me tell you people what actually happened. I hope they are listening to me. You know, when I tell them that, you know, whatever the plan, I have it in my palm. I am telling you, just as they are, as they are planning it, I am listening to them. Now, they tried everything to reach me. I turned them down and they failed. The governors want to approach me. None of them agreed to approach me. They mandated Ifeanyi Uba. Ifeanyi Uba said he cannot talk to me, that I'm going to use him to do program. They mandated Oluwole of Enugu State. He turned it down. He said he don't want to talk to that boy. They decided to approach Ohaneze Ndigbo. They say because I have many times mentioned that Iwanyanwu is in our good book. And I want to make it clear tonight. Iwanyanwu is no longer in the good book of Biafra. And I catch up Gafia. So let me make that particular one very clear tonight. He is no longer in the good book of Biafra. So they say because I have been mentioning Iwanyanwu being in the good book, so Iwanyanwu can approach me. And then I turned it, of course, when I came openly to say I don't want to talk to anybody anymore, that one also failed. Now, Ejiofor came up with Ezenri that, you know, they respect him and all that. And they went to him, promised him whatever they promised him. Ifeanyi Uba brought private jet to fly Ezenri from wherever he flew to Abuja, lodge him in a hotel. After that, they cooked up this story. You see them telling that, oh, this one was meeting Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He did not even know that this one was there. And this one came out and saw him. And then, oh, and it was a surprise. And then because of that, they decided to come together and all those stories are rubbish. I have every evidence that I need that Ifeanyi Uba flew that Ezenri from his place to Abuja, launched him in a 5-star in a hotel, and then they cooked all this story you see them telling on social media, telling you that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said this and said that. It's all complete lies. And Ejiofor was the one that is organizing all this thing. Because you know the contract he has with the Southeast governors and the Nigeria Fulani is to bring Mazen Nnamdi Kanu down, kill Biafra agitation, and of course, I don't need to go back to the exposition I've made about him in the past. That particular one failed. So after I addressed the Ezeri, warning him for the very last time, they also understand that that particular one has failed. And that's why they are going to come up with another one. They are not going to rest. But you know, every step they make, I have always been ahead of them. So the reason I say that is not because Mazen Amdekano is not there or have died. No. And the reason I say he must come to Finland is just like what I've explained, to make sure that they understand that I am more crazy than they think. Believe me, you know, when I was telling them about Ekpa, they don't know the kind of Ekpa I am. I am very, very, they have not even seen the craziness in me. They are going to see it very soon. So I don't know if I have addressed you.
Yes, at least we have gotten some level of relief, if not 100%. But since you are you are an expert in legal terms, is it an obligation for a legal practitioner to enforce the wish of his client? For instance, we have seen Aloy Ejimako bringing up the so-called letter from Mazen Amdekano and doing everything, as in causing so much rumbles. If not that you stood against it, he is trying to convince everybody, saying so many things on social media, that it was Mazen Amdekano wish that he sent out this letter. This letter must be obeyed. This is it
That
in
it is
the
his handwriting.
obligation.
You know, what you see happening in this case is not about, they have all broken the legal ethics. Nigeria does not have any legal ethics. They don't have any, you know, the ethics that they guide the legal profession in Nigeria. You know, Nigeria is more than a zoo. So if it is in a working society, none of them will have the right to practice anymore, because they have you know, they have breached the ethics of legal profession in all ramification. You don't come and instead of defending your client, you are defending the state that is holding your client. In the first place, you do not even need to talk about anything that is not connected to the illegal detention of Mazen Amdekano. Why would you be talking about the sit at home and letter? Was it the reason why Mazen Amdekano was kidnapped from Kenya? Why would you be even interested in discussing with governors who prescribe the indigenous people of Biafra? Prescribe your client. Anything you want to discuss with them is about reaching a political solution and agreement, which has nothing to do with the people outside the detention facility that is now on their own, fighting for the freedom of themselves and the freedom of their leader, which they have vehemently made very clear that the actions of the Biafra people has nothing to do with Mazen Amdekano. So why would somebody who call himself a lawyer will continue to attach Mazen Amdekano to it? It shows you that they are no longer working for Mazen Amdekano. They are now working for the state. And once we notice that, we distance ourselves from them. Aloy Ejimako don't know what he has done to himself. He's going to know it as time goes on. And his hand will continue to smell. And remember, when the hand is smelling, it will attract dirty flies. EGG. So he will be here to deal with what he has done to himself. I don't have much thing to say. But one thing I want to say is that we are not going to listen to anybody. Anybody at all. We're not going to listen to any lawyer. We're not going to listen to anybody from the DSS dungeon. This is the exact word I used in 2022. I'm repeating it again. Everything coming from DSS dungeon is coming from Nigeria state. And those things does not even come from the DSS dungeon. They come from the lawyers who are now the advocate of the governors. Collecting money. I know how they pay their lawyer, Ejimako. And I'm also aware that they are no longer picking his calls. In fact, you people don't know how prepared we are in this struggle. What you don't know is bigger than you. Allah Ejimako, they no longer pick his calls in Enugu State. And I know he's listening to what I'm saying now. They don't pick his call. Mbad don't pick his call. I'm aware of that. But he is going to stay alive to suffer for what he did. You know, I laid curse on him. And I will never take that curse back to further notice. He is going to suffer. For lying against me, he will suffer. The sufferness of Aloy Ejimako, he will suffer and suffer, and he is going to suffer very well. Believe me. The sufferness and his downfall had just started. So thank you very much.
It's me again, please. Enough. It's me again, please. Enough. There are so many.
Just give me two. I have one bonus question.
No. It's okay. It's okay, please. It's okay. There are so many people here. So many people. Thank you very much. We are going to take. You are going to go back to listening mode, please. And please, if you are not raising your hands, just consider yourself to be sent back to the listening mode. Already, we have Ogodaman, you're welcome. But we have here Aneke. Aneke, please unmute yourself. Please do not unmute yourself if we have not called you up. If you unmute yourself, we're going to remove you because it's going to bring noise into the studio. Thank you very much, Aneke. 60 seconds, please. Aneke, can you unmute yourself? Okay, I'm sorry you are gone.
I have done that.
Before you could do that, where would you wait so long? Please, we have Simon Ekpa MNK Onyeka. Please unmute yourself quickly.
Thank you, Pastor Bam. All protocol duly observed. Special greeting to my Prime Minister. Prime Minister, based on things that is happening, the Ameba, the pig in Greek, has been making a lot of threats, and we know he's about to go down. But I'm still having some concern because he's a man who is working for those who don't even regard him. He fights with religion, and as he has made a lot of threats concerning against you, I believe he used his Islamic terrorists all over the world, those who he has connection with, he used them. I'm talking about you. I hope there is enough mayor for your protection, please. That is my concern. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything about me, forget it. I'm on top of the game. I am prepared before coming to this struggle. And let me tell you, if you think that he is dangerous, I am more dangerous than him. Times 10. Forget about all this nonsense he's doing on social media.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Onyeka. Please come to listening mode, please. Ogodaman, please, you're welcome. Unmute yourself. Please ask your question, my brother. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Mr. Bam, and I greet you, my able Prime Minister. This question has been bugging me. First of all, before the crash of Ifeanyi Ejiofor, before you demolished him, he told us that the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's room was bugged. He used the word bugged, meaning that even if anybody comes in, they will be hearing what they will be discussing. That is what I understand by bugged. And after his crash, the second lawyer told us that sometimes they will even go naked, search them naked before they get inside. And before all this saga started, he told us that some lawyer from Ebonyi somewhere were threatened. My question, you have actually answered it, but I want you to put a light on it.
If Mazin Namdekanu's room, DSA's hole, because all quadro there were bugged, how come Kosi Wezie pen and paper inside there? Because this has been disturbing me. Or they just brought in pen and paper for him to sit at home. And that brings me to Ejihako. Ejihako, I won't be so much surprised because somebody can be under duress. So my question to that Ejihako A side, have you ever thought it's possible maybe he's under gunpoint or maybe his account has been hacked? Can you clarify that for me, sir?
Eji Mako was not under gunpoint. He's a criminal. He has collected money, and I know how they paid him. He's a criminal. He was not under gunpoint. He collected very huge money. What you see him doing now is just to try to, defend the money he collected, but they have left him. They don't even care about the money anymore. He is still trying to convince them, but they have left him. They don't pick his call anymore because they know he has nothing to offer. He told them that I was very close to him. And he told them that I'm a very stubborn person. But what shocked him is that he never knew I can attack him. I have not attacked him yet. If I attack him, he will stop coming to social media. Those nonsense on social media. He's a criminal. So it is not even about Onyendu writing a letter or not writing a letter. Okay? I just want you people to even take your mind out of Onyendu writing a letter or not writing a letter. I want you people to understand that even if they bring Onyendu today from video to talk, we are not going to take it until he come to Finland and say it. So don't even bother yourself in trying to crack your brain whether the room is bugged. Everybody know they said the room was bugged. Don't even try to crack your brain whether the letter come from Onyendu or did not come from Onyendu. I'm just telling you today that if they make a video of Onyendu, we will not take it because we know who Onyendu is now. So he's going to come to Finland and talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ogodoman. Thank you so much. And the next person whose hand is raised, we have only 2 hands raised in the room. Somto, please, can you unmute yourself, please?
Thank you. Good evening, good morning, depending on where you are. I greet all my Biafran people. I greet you, my Honorable Prime Minister. Please, just a question, quick one. I'll make it quick. As you was explaining earlier on regarding IPOB as a group and IPOB as a people, please, I think because a lot of our people, as you can see, are kind of confused. So I would like you to please shed more light on the difference and how your interaction with us as IPOB as a people is different to your direction to IPOB as a group. In regards to, obviously, the Biafra government in exile, the de facto government in the homeland, how does all of this relate to us as IPOB as a people, and how it's different to how it relates with IPOB as a group? I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from. Thank you, sir.
I understand you very well. I understand you very well. Now let me explain.
Thank you, sir.
You know, when you hear this illiteracy that was smelling before in this struggle, they tell you you are not a member of IPOB. That is a IPOB as a group.
Mm-hmm.
These are people who are career agitators, who see the agitation for Biafra as a career. They form a small group and they tell you if you did not become a member of that group, then you are not a Biafran. These are fake and scammers. While Mazin Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, which these people are under, recognize me when they claim I was not a member of IPOB. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu IPOB is not about being a member. It's not about a group. But then, it is about a group. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu recognized me, and they claim that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought me from the back door. That is the difference you are looking for. Now, we are not talking about that particular group. We are talking about IPOB as a people. And now the government of Biafra in exile, which is now taking the responsibility of the affair of the people, of the indigenous people of Biafra. I hope that has explained it. The government is now taking the responsibility of the affairs of the indigenous people of Biafra as people, not as a group. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. That is very, very well explained, and I hope our people can understand this, digest this, and we move on. Thank you, sir. I greet you, my Biafran people.
Thank you, Somto. I love that. I love the way you ask your question sharp. Please, we have Chukwu Maeze N. Please unmute yourself in 60 seconds. Ask your question, please.
Yeah, good evening, my Prime Minister. Good evening, Pastor Van the man and co. Please, my Prime Minister, I'm speaking from Biafra. My question or my decision is about the de facto homeland, about the contribution, because I really want to put my, my little contribution, because it's really disturbing me, Prime Minister. The de facto government in homeland should hurry up, please. I need to contribute to the ESN and the security of Biafra land, please. Thank you.
I don't know if I got that question correct. PM, please, did you
Yes.
get what?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Sorry, I was talking. I didn't know I will mute myself. Everybody in Biafra land now want to contribute, and that is a fact. And we understand that in some places, even some of the Biafra Liberation Army are already discussing with the locals about the Biafra Liberation Tax. I have given a directive that nobody, no command of the Biafra Liberation Army or Eastern Security Network should levy any community until the government decide the pattern and how the levy or the tax for the liberation of Biafra will be collected or imposed on the people of Biafra. So we are not going to allow any command in Biafra land to collect any levy from anybody, from any community at this point. The de facto government and the Biafra government in exile will come up with more acceptable and professional way of collecting the Biafra Liberation Tax, which will be announced very soon. And so we are speeding up the process of the inauguration of the Biafra de facto government in homeland. And once that is done, you are going to start contributing your little to this Biafra liberation. And the tax will be to all the communities in Biafra land. So if you are in a community where the Biafra Liberation Army have approached your community and talk about Biafra Liberation Tax, it has been suspended. Nobody will do that anymore until further notice. So that order and directive has been given. And I'm giving it again on air this night. No command will be allowed to tax any Biafran until it is approved by the government and announced. And the process and the procedure, how this tax will be paid, will be made to the public and to the people of Biafra. And if you hear anybody telling you that you have to pay tax or anything for Biafra liberation, please do let us know, and we are going to check the command and put a stop to it. But we are going to make sure we fasten the process of the Biafra de facto government in the homeland, and it will start immediately, because the liberation of Biafra need money. We are fighting a government with over 20 billion. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it. And now we have defeated them, or will continue to defeat them. So the people in Biafra land should wait patiently for this to happen, and then the Biafra liberation tax from the homeland will be activated. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my Prime Minister. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, Chukwumeze. Thank you so much. And we have, please, FCO Kings. Please quickly unmute yourself, I beg you.
Yeah, good evening, my Prime Minister. I collect your good work, sir. Sir, there's a saying that said, suffer a little and enjoy forever concerning our sit at home. It's a task that every one of us should carry on because I don't think there is any other way we should follow except from that for now. Then another thing is that, you know, our Igbo people said that so I want to say that it's not every kind of a border to you, because all these people we have seen their plans they have, and we have seen everything they are doing. So you are the only command we have. We don't have any other command. So whatever you said is what we do. So any command you give is what you are following, because you are the only prime minister we have. So, but so many of us have answered some of the questions that I wanted to ask. So, but I want to encourage you more and more and say you should keep it, sir. Thank you and God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Every other person in the room are yet to raise their hand. I want to assume that you can't raise it. So let me assume now and ask you, Worry Sister, I can see you in the room. Please, can you unmute yourself?
Mazi, good evening. Good evening, Mazi. I miss you so much. God bless your handwork. I just want to go straight to the question. Let me know waste time because I'm at work. You said about video, because this thing has been bothering me and I really wanted to ask the question, but I have not seen any of them online for me to ask the question. Thank God I'm asking you directly. What you just said, that if you see a video that Mazi recorded and they will play, that you will not listen. What about, because you know these people, they are very stupid. They might bring him in person onto the national television to come and broadcast to the world. Are you going to listen at that time if they bring him in person to the TV without not recording video? Bring him in person to any of these news broadcasters in Nigeria, Zoo, and let him speak whatever he's going to say to you. Are you going to listen at that time? Mazi, thank you, sir. That's all I want to ask.
Thank you very much. Am I coming out clear?
Loud and clear, sir.
If you listen to me, you know that I mentioned Finland. So it must not be Finland. In case they will say, like I've listened to some people who will say, oh, he say Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must come to Finland. Why is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu going to come to Finland? He want to do this and do that. If they say that Finland is not good for him, I can choose another location, Israel, for example, because he said it by himself that the only place he feels safe in the world is Israel. So he can go to Israel and talk to Biafrans from Israel. If they feel that maybe Simon Ekpa have ulterior motive, you know, some of them don't even believe I'm a human being. But however, I've made this particular thing very clear because, you know, maybe I did not explain it well. It is not just about making video. They can also bring him to the national television to, you know, in agreement. And him will not come to say that because he has given up Biafra. No. He has come, if he's coming to do that, he's coming to do that believing that he trusts the people that he asks people of Biafra to go and listen to, which is me and many others. So I'm not going to disappoint him. And I'm not going to disappoint Biafra. And I want Biafra people to understand that this struggle is not just about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Okay? The reason why we are doing this is because he has suffered enough. And has sacrificed a lot. But it is not about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is about the freedom of 70 million people. So people are actually misunderstanding the issue of Biafra freedom. It is not attached to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I want everybody to understand that. And the earlier you begin to understand that the freedom of Biafra is not attached to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, you will begin to understand that the zoo are in deep shit. And I want to let them understand this night that the freedom of Biafra is not attached to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So we must do everything to weaken and destroy the reason they kidnap him. And we have succeeded. Because when we started this campaign, we said the kidnap of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be useless. We want to make it very expensive. We want to make it keeping him very costly and costlier than the cost of releasing him. And that's where we are. We have achieved that. So if they are trying to bring him to national television, it is already dead on arrival. We have made our demand very clear. He's going to address Biafrans in Finland as a free man or in Israel. The Israel is just what I added this evening in case. Because you know they are flying here. I see some people say, oh, someone else say you must come to Israel, to Finland. It's not only Finland. He said the only place he feels safe in the world is Israel. So he can go there.
Thank
so
you.
Let us know it's genuine and it's not genuine. Thank you.
All right. Prime Minister, thank you very much. And I know that I have this at heart, and I know that you are going to address it this evening, which is this last question you addressed now. And let me just say this once again. The Biafra we are fighting for is not Saudi Arabia. It's not Iran. They coined this word supreme in 2017. 2016, late 2016, 2017, they coined this very word supreme when they were having issue with Imam Mezu, Omiomio, and Clifford Iranian. This is when Uche Mofo and these criminals now that are working, that have expelled, coined this very word supreme. And they know why they coined this word, because they know a day like this is going to come. Canada should know that no leadership is beyond the Biafran people. Biafran's ideology is anchored on we the people. Nobody will impose any tax or anything that we did not want on us because we allow the word supreme to be there. Nnamdi Kanu is our leader, and we are wholeheartedly accepting him as our leader. And if they want to make that name, make that name their own personal name. Anyway, anybody who comes to Biafra with a clean hand is always great. Ojukwu was great. Wazirike tried to become a little bit great and he deviated. Nnamdi Kanu is great because he came to the name Biafra with clean hand, with no reservation, and Biafra made him great. And so it is just stopping on him. It is still traveling. Biafra is still making people great. It is not somebody making Biafra great, but Biafra is making people great. So they should know this. It is not familiar affair. There is nothing supreme about what we are doing. Nnamdi Kanu is our leader. That's all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, success. And please, let me go from the top now and allow you to speak very quickly, though you didn't raise your hands up. Inspired by life. If you have a question, quickly unmute yourself. Okay, you see the reason why I would better prefer that you raise your hand.
Good evening, Biafrans.
Okay, even though I didn't call you, you are opening your mic. Go ahead.
Okay, good evening, Biafrans. Yeah. My PM, thank you very much for your good work. What I want to ask, though someone have asked it, those of us in Biafra land, how can we, support to make sure that we liberate Biafra? And again, there's something that is happening in some communities. I don't know, that is a security one. And I have tried to contact Pastor Van Van Van. It's like he don't listen to that voice note I sent to him. So I don't know whether are you hearing me?
Go ahead, please.
So I want to know how can we join hand, because so many things is happening in Biafra land, and we can see we are winning the war. And as it's like this, you have said it that about the if Nigeria can bring a dead man, rule Nigeria for 8 years, who is mad and they can no more. Last night I have a dream similar to this, that our PM went to inside the prison and they bring our leader on the way going out with one big giant dog like that. So at the gate, they take him back. And the commander say he should wait. I say, I was there watching. So what of us? And the person he bring out, if look as our leader have lain and they become black. I'm now saying, I'm now ask the PM. Don't you think that these people have a change, bring a poster instead of our leader? So before I wake up. So what of it, if these people finally succeed in doing this?
Our PM already answered that question. I think I'm the one that threw that question at him. Maybe you were not here.
And please, we are not here to interpret dream, please. Let us be realistic. Thank you.
Okay. You already answered that question. Thank you very much. I can see Prince Will in the house. Prince Will, your hand is not up, but I acknowledge you. Please, can you unmute yourself? Prince Will, Chimex, Richard.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Good evening, all Biafrans here. Sorry, I am on my way I decided to sneak out tonight to Calabar, but I'm currently at Dukmani. So I ended my journey here, so I discovered that you people are on a serious meeting. So not quite long I came in. I have listened to Mazi Simon. I have listened to Mazi Success, and I think I I agree with what Mazi Simon said. This struggle should not be attached to anybody. It shouldn't be attached to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are doing our best. We are fighting for his release. And I see a lot of people, they try to make comparison. Oh, Mazi Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is not what we are fighting for. We are fighting for his release. We are fighting for Biafra. We shouldn't forget that. We shouldn't forget that we are fighting for the liberation of our people. And that is all the most important thing. That is the most important thing. So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes out, it's not the end of the struggle. It's not the end of it. Will not end the struggle. We will continue until we achieve our purpose, which is independence. We shouldn't forget that, because a lot of people are just comparing individuals and deviating. That is not what we are fighting for. So I really encourage us to be focused. I don't have much to say. Uh, I'm with the Biafra Republic government, and whatever decision that is taken, we are ready to carry it out in our own area of influence. For the past 1 week, I've been observing the sit at home since the celebrate birthday of my mom. I've not traveled, but I decided to move out tonight. I'm in Dupani, as I said. So I said, let me follow up tonight. So I thank you all. I thank you, Mazi Simon Ekpa. I thank you all Biafrans that are present in this space. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Richard, for being part of the program tonight. And stay safe.
Thank you very much, our Prince Will. We appreciate you. Be safe, like our Prime Minister said. Please, I'm going to be very strict with the hand raised now. Paul AZMA, please unmute yourself very quickly.
Thank you, Pastor Van. Our Prime Minister agreed to, and our protocol observed. Please, Prime Minister, I have observation and a kind of a suggestion regards to people who wants to contribute from the homeland. So for the security of our people, I will advise, our people back home, they know how to remit money from zoo to all over the world. I will suggest we have our account. They can still do the same. Or we have people that have a lot of people, outside the country. They can go through their contact or their family member to remit this money, for the safety and security of our people back home.
so that our people will not be compromised. That's just a little suggestion I have. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you very much. Of course, anybody who have access to somebody who is in diaspora and want to support can start doing that. Of course, you don't need to let us tell you to do that. So those who have contact abroad who they can give money to, you know, either they pay to Nigeria stuff or stuff like that and want to help, I want to contribute. Of course, they can do that. They can start doing that already. So we don't need to give approval for that, because the money is going to come from diaspora anyway. But what we are saying now, is that we are putting up the de facto government, and there is going to be a liberation of Biafra tax, the tax that is going to be, imposed. It is not it is imposed, because everybody, the freedom of Biafra is something that everybody must be part of. So the liberation tax is going to be imposed, and the people are going to participate in paying for the tax of the liberation of Biafra. That is going to be done by the de facto government of Biafra in the homeland. And of course, the security personnel of Biafra, like the Biafra Liberation Army and the Eastern Security Network, is not going to be responsible for collecting Biafra liberation tax. It is going to be the government of Biafra, and we know how we are going to make that possible without endangering the life of anybody in Biafra land. So that's why I've made that particular announcement today, that henceforth nobody should approach any community or anybody in the name of Biafra tax until we announce it, and the Biafra de facto government in the homeland will be inaugurated very, very soon. We are working tirelessly to do that. And of course, I also want to use this opportunity to inform the young people in Biafra land, those who are part of this movement for a very long time and who believe that this Biafra liberation is a must, and coming out genuinely to fight for the liberation of Biafra, to show interest in serving in the de facto government. So I'm making that announcement for the very first time tonight. We have people already in the de facto government, but of course, more of dedicated, young, vibrant Biafrans are needed. And we are going to make sure you go through a thorough screening. So if you are interested, we are going to make you can contact the Biafra government in exile through the official email. Show your interest, send your resume to the Biafra government in exile, and we are going to contact you. But like I said, we need vibrant people to support the already cabinet of the de facto government to see things being handled in the most fastest way possible. So, young Biafrans, it is a call to duty. Thank you.
Thank you, my Prime Minister. I know you must be, let's see if you can still take more, sir. Agu Jebe, please unmute yourself very quickly before our Prime Minister gets tired.
How many minutes have you spent here?
All thanks is yours, our Prime Minister. May your days be long. Thank you for your great service that you have been through. For the sake of
your speaker is very, very terrible. Please, if you cannot fix it, we're going to take you out to take another person. Can you fix that?
Yeah. Are you hearing me now? Am I coming out louder?
Oh, yeah, let's try that.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for giving me the privilege to speak. Let me go straight to the question, please. Our Prime Minister, I'm greeting from my location of the amendment to speak for the fact of the.
I barely can hear you.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. I'm sorry, we can't take that. I'm sorry. Please, thank you very much. And so says, how many minutes have we spent? Can you check up that while we take the next person? I think we spent barely. Well.
Okay, just let me check.
And please, the next person here is Oscarnet. Oscarnet, please, can you unmute yourself quickly, please?
10, 11.
Good evening.
2 hours now.
Please. Okay, 2 hours?
Yes.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right, we are going to end in the next 5 minutes.
Wow. All right, Oscar, go ahead, please, very quickly. We might take more, 1 or 2, then we'll close.
Good evening, my PM. Good evening for your good work. Please, I want our PM to throw more light on our people in Igala land, Idoma. And there was a space I listened to 2 days ago. People from Southern Kaduna, Benue, and so many in the central region. They want to become part and parcel of Biafra. Please throw more light on it so that we know more. Because it appears
we are taking any group that want to be part of Biafra, and we have assessed them, and they are good, and they are part of us. We know Biafra is not just about Igbo speaking. So I don't know who is calling. Ethan, can you stop calling, please? So whoever that want to be part of the Biafra, and we know that you are originally a Biafran, because of the divide and rule Fulanese, somehow you find yourself in a different region, and you want to be part of Biafra, it is subject to the referendum we are talking about. So your people agree that you want to be Biafra, we don't have any problem about that. Just know that you're not going to be a terrorist in our midst. We're not going to accept terrorists, and I believe Igala people and the people we are talking about are not terrorists. They are originally part of Biafra, and they are still part of Biafra today. So I don't know, what you mean by that. Those people are Biafrans, and but the point is that we're not going to drag anybody, to be the people that are going to. We don't want anybody to be delaying what we are doing. So if you say your people don't want to be part of Biafra, we're not going to drag you. We are now focused on making sure that we liberate ourselves from this bondage. So, and nobody is going to be an obstacle to us. If you are an obstacle, we'll cut you off. We'll cut you off completely. So if your right hand will make you go to heaven, to hellfire, cut it off. We're going to cut you off. But if you say you want to follow us, why not? We don't have problem with that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, my Prime Minister. Dr. Ken, can you unmute yourself quickly and ask a question?
Hello.
Okay, Dr. Ken is not ready. Please, nobody is raising their hands. It shows that those of you in the room are not willing to ask any question. Success, please, can you take it off from here, and let's see if our Prime Minister will give a closing remark.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, my co-host, Raf. You did a very wonderful job today, and this is a very quick one indeed. I want to tell the Nigerian federal terrorist government that thing that have been trying to dodge has finally visited them. Even whether they attack Niger or not, the mandate of the spirit has already been fulfilled. The PMC Wegmans are already in Niger and very close to Nigeria. So the game has already been completed. Whether they attack or not, Chukwuemeka has already glorified himself in that area. And I want to assure Biafrans that we are not weaklings. We are dealing with them. And according to Prime Minister, they have come from Senegal to this place to come and die for what they never knew anything about. Anyway, they are going to die. But tomorrow is sit at home and it continues. And the order of the Prime Minister is that no cockroach is allowed to fly from one cupboard to the other. Remain in your house and remain safe. If you come out, whatever the zoo show you, you take, because they're the one asking you to come out. And when you come out, they will use you to make headlines in Sun newspaper and the Nation newspaper the following day. Thank you very much. Until we meet again tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Biafrans. And we are bringing this space to an end. Remember, the 2 weeks sit at home, the second phase is starting today, because we already, today, this is the 7th day from my location of August 2023, and the sit at home starts today. from 6 a.m., there will be no movement until Friday. There will be no movement until Friday, being Friday being the 11th of October, 11th of August 2023, and then on the 12th and 13th there will be rest and there will be movement. Then the last day will be on the 14th. So I want every Biafran to stay safe, be your brother's keeper, be security conscious, do not fall a victim of Nigeria propaganda and Nigeria scam. Do not allow them to use your dead body to do propaganda against Simon Ekpa, against Biafra liberation, against Biafra struggle. Stay in your home, stay safe, and may God bless all of you. From here, from me, it is good evening. And then I want to, I think before I leave, our Defense Secretary is here, Madam Azoka. Can you give a word to Biafra people? Are you available?
Yeah, okay. I've just added her now. I didn't even know she was here with the jog there. I've just added Mrs. Madam Azoka. She's coming up now. She's coming up. Let's hope. All right.
Yes, Madam Azoka, you're welcome. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Prime Minister. And thank you, fellow Biafrans. In fact, you guys have said it all. And I want to equally support by letting Biafrans know that what they're doing is hitting Nigerian government. Like one of our brothers said, that the Wagner has shown interest in what is happening in Niger. And the giants of Africa has to show themselves that they are giants of Africa by going to Niger to do the work of the Almighty God. So whether they go or they don't, Biafra must go. And Honorable Prime Minister, I must thank you for the announcement you made about the liberation tax. I think there are some people that are feeling relieved by hearing this announcement this afternoon or this evening. Thank you so much for speaking vocally on it. So I want to encourage my fellow Biafrans to sit at home tomorrow. Like the 1 week is up tomorrow, or some of you have entered Monday. So please, the spirit of death will be roaming the streets. And those who are telling you to come out tomorrow, they have their intentions of doing that. Because when you come out, they have already rolled their tanks, they have rolled their armies, they have rolled their terrorists that will kill you. So please do not come out. Sit at home because it's hitting them seriously. Those criminals that are, making up stories to start letting you know that, sitting at home is, making you poorer and poorer and poorer. No, you are hitting them seriously. So, and this is the only weapon you have at this point in time. So please, we beg you, do not flout these instructions, because that's the only weapon we have. And that weapon we have, we must accomplish it. And as soon as we finish these 2 weeks, sit at home, you will see the difference coming. And you will see it in a glaring language that we have defeated them. So, brothers and sisters, be your brother's keepers. If you have 2 oranges, share one with your neighbor. Those who doesn't have anything, please try to make a call so that we know how we can help you in one way or the other. Okay? So, but this sit at home will mark the end of Nigeria before we go into another phase. So, Honorable Prime Minister, and those who are hosting this success, I can see you, and Pastor Bam Bam Bam, thank you guys so much for all you guys are doing. And from here, I say good evening.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Good evening from
You're
here.
welcome.
Good evening. I wage a job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, fellow Biafrans. And also remember that this coming Saturday, we are going to have the first public fundraising of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile Gov fundraising. And there's going to be the auction of the Blue Dragon customized Blue Dragon 3D handmade Blue Dragon by one of our Wada from Italy. So you have to be part of that fundraising and be take the honor and be the person that would take that particular Blue Dragon to your home. Very, very important. It's going to be a very significant status in your home. And so we want to know whether America or Europe is going to take that particular trophy home. Thank you very much. May God bless all of you. And from here, from me, is good evening.
Yeah, we are home. Mazison, are you there? Okay, now, dear friends, we have done it again. We heard it all from our Prime Minister. So, from me, is good night. So make everybody say good night now. I don't know when Sonita go off this.
Good night, 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 good night. Good night. They will.
The more they attack me, the stronger I become. Because it is like you are pouring fuel in the strength that is in me. So bring it on. But I'm telling you today that we have been able to defeat them. We have Chikota Hanchani Nono and defeated them. What we have done to Nigeria and their agent in Biafra struggle is that we gathered them together. The more they attack me, the stronger I become. Because it is like you are pouring fuel in the strength that is in me. So bring it on. But I'm telling you today that we have been able to defeat them. We have Chikota Hanchani Nono and defeated them. What we have done to Nigeria and their agent in Biafra struggle is that we gathered them together.
The politicians are doing whatever they can to nail Mazin Namdekan. What has happened to him? They are part of it. They are working hard to make sure Mazin Namdekan will not be released. Some of the southern politicians, they are not being truthful to the powers that be here in Abuja. They have portrayed Mazin Namdekan as a threat. Namdekan is only asking for three things majorly: justice, equity, and fairness. You can't achieve peace with guns and bullets. It's impossible. Of course, dialogue is the best way around. We are Biafrans. We can't take that away from us. Namdekan is the face of agitation because the issues are the main. So what is playing out here is that those who benefit from what is happening before now, there are people selling this wrong narrative about Martin Namdekan. ESN is designed to remain in our bushes to protect our farmlands and our boundaries against the invading terrorists. That is why ESN was established. How about what happened in Awara, where a police officer shot a DSS man thinking it was a non-gunman? How do you reconcile that? That's the way we play politics in Nigeria. We play very dirty politics. very dirty politics. Therefore, what is happening is that you see one political party fighting another. And at the end of the day, they target on IPOB and ESL. That's what is happening today. But we're not buying that. We have fanatics in this whole movement. We have extremists as well, so to speak. So people are no longer happy. The only body that can listen to is Mazen Namdekan. If they're telling you to release him so that they can stop whatever they're doing, then why don't you hearken to the voice of the people? Let me say this to you. When you want to hang a dog, you give the bad name. IPOB is not a violent group. The movement is peaceful. I keep saying this all the time. Now, what is happening is this. When people choose to sit at home, some people choose perhaps to take a walk or to go to various business centers. What happens is that maybe one or two politicians will send out people to go and kill them, or create a funny saying that at the end they will target an IPOB. That is what is happening. What I want today is fairness, justice, and equity. If Biafra will bring me that, that's where I stand. But make no mistake, wherever my brother stands, that's where I stand.